Hello and welcome back to another OmniHeroes video. In this video we're just going to go through the World Arena. So this can be found on the main screen as soon as you log in. It will come up with the Abyss Crusade. If you dismiss that, it will take you straight to the Foggy Coliseum. Or you go into your season tab, as you can see in the bottom right, and we click on the Foggy Coliseum and it's within here, so it's the World Arena. Now, as you can see, I have 5 challenges remaining. I'm currently at Platinum 1, so let's see if we can rank up to Diamond here. Now, the way that this works, you need to do 2 things, first of all. The primary thing, and the first thing that you do need to do is click on Defensive Lineup down at the bottom. So defensive lineup is the teams that people will challenge you against, and if you don't have if you don't have enough units, it will sort of partially fill the teams here. If you do have enough units, what it will do as a default, it will mix and match. So it will just make random teams for you. Please go in and change these. Please do, because it's not fun fighting against, for example, I had a match earlier. Here we go. So this is the one. I'm just going to show you this as an example. This isn't a random team. It's a very set up well, a good team from Nick here. And then we've got another one, which is another good team. This is an Astral Synergy team with 4 Valianters and Eudora. Eudora's in there to give the, because she does physical damage. So if we go to this next team, it is just Elysian. Maybe he's done that on purpose. I don't know. I don't think he has done it on purpose. But it is important to check your defensive lineup as soon as possible, because he could have won that one, and it may potentially have changed the outcome of the match. So just something to keep in mind. Please go into your defensive lineup and change that. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is just your team building and how you go ahead and challenge people. So realistically, you do want to challenge the person with the most points, so or that will yield the most points. So as you can see, if I choose the far right option here, if I choose the far right option here, Andicius, and I go ahead and challenge him, I'll get 109 points, which will put us up to Diamond 5, I believe. Whereas I could challenge a couple of these other teams. I could challenge 12-ush, and it would only yield 60 points and 71. Realistically, you want to go for as many points as you can, because there's a very limited amount of challenge attempts. I believe you get 5 a day, and you start out with 10. So I've done 5 challenges so far, and I've been relatively successful in all of them. I think I've lost 1, but it's crucial that when you do challenge somebody, you don't lose the challenge, because each point counts. And what I mean by this is, last season I believe I was about 5 points off getting into the top 100. I did get up to the top 100, but the way that everybody does it is they will save up these attempts up here in the top right. They will save up as many attempts as possible, and within the last 5 minutes they will just burn through all of those attempts, and you can potentially go from, as I did, I went from place 30 down to 101, so I was kicked out the top 101, and it's a lesson learned for me. Make sure to save up those attempts for the final couple of minutes, so the final 10 minutes or so, where everybody goes mental and is challenging them. I think that's why they have changed the matching rules. So if we have a look in here, Seasons World Arena match will match players from Warzones 1 to 6. My current server, T38, belongs to Warzone 1. So I've got 6 Warzones to fight with, and it's, I think this is, I prefer this, primarily because there's people more at your pace within these, within this as well. I think they may have had a bit of a server issue last time, with everybody sort of 200, 300 people all clicking attempts all at the same time. Might have been an issue. I don't know. I mean, computer can only do one thing at a time, despite people saying it can multitask. So I digress. Now let's have a look at the earned reward. So the further up you go, the more reward that you get. So my current tier is Platinum 1. So if I were to stop here, and I were not to lose a position, and I were not to go up to Diamond 5, I would gain 480 of the Astral Crystals, and then 3,840, and I would get this Astral Warlord, the actual frame as well. And then for your rankings, so as you can see currently, I'm at 374. If I were to go within the top 100, I would gain the avatar here. I would gain 200 astral crystals, and I would gain 150 evolution ore. And the further up you go, if you get into the top 10, you gain 300, so it's an extra 100 of the astral crystal 2s, or the more valuable astral crystals. It's an extra 50 of the evolution ore and a better avatar or frame. And then top 1, 2, and 3, I don't suspect you'll get to, you know, but miracles have happened. Now, bear with me. Sorry about that. Just had to blow my nose. Now, with regards to this, if you go into the Hall of Fame, we can see where everybody placed previously. If you go into the Discord, anybody who's on the Discord, you'll probably have seen Throw. You'll probably have seen Glasnost. You'll probably have seen Saint, and potentially Sai as well. Potentially Snake, but I don't think he pops on there too often. Again, you can have a look here, and then you go into your rankings, so we can see rankings from the previous season. So if we go all the way down, I believe I will be at 100 and, so, sorry, it doesn't even show me. I was 101, not that I'm salty about that. But it's just a reminder that that is how things are. So if you save up these challenges up in the top right, don't spend them. So if you click on here, look, you can buy an additional 5 challenges every day. And you can also use up these astral invites. Now, I would save these astral invites. You do get them from leveling up your artifacts. So if I just pop out of this and I jump into artifacts over here, whenever you level up, let's have a look here. Yeah, so whenever you level up, every 3 levels, I believe you will get 1 of these astral invites as well, which is a very valuable thing, as well as the Season 4 Demon Order. Those 2 are the best from here as well. So we go all the way down to the bottom, and yep, so astral invites all the way through. So that's how you can obtain them, as well as going into your limited offers. And if we have a look through, yeah, you can buy 6 attempts for $4.99 if you do want to. I'm not going to, because I'll just save them. Hopefully I won't need them. Hopefully I'll be able to stick around in the top 100 this time. So what we'll do is we've got 10 challenges left. Let's go ahead and see how far we can get. Now, depending on where you want to get to, you can go ahead and challenge. So I can see here Odysseus has a power level of 94,145. Let's go ahead and check his teams out. So as you can see, his Glorians here. You've got his Valianters, and then it doesn't tell you after that. So you will get the first 2 teams, and then you won't get any more teams after that. And then when you go further into it, you will still always get the first 2 teams. So effectively, you can strategize against that, and then the rest is random as well. So for me, at the moment, I do have my setup of the Astral setup. I've got 5 Astrals in here. I have my Elysians set up. So as you can see, Elysians, one of the new season synergies, which is effectively all Avengers except for Leandra. If I were to take Leandra out, then I would gain a banish effect as well, because I would have 5 Avengers. But I thought I would try the Elysians out and just see how well they perform for me. The next team I've got is the Mystifiers. Because of the addition of Mulan, I'm able to do much more damage output now, especially with Astrid in there. 4th team is pretty standard Glorians team. It is a 2 Monarch, 3 Strikers build. You can also take out potentially Seraphina, and you can pop in Telenas, and you can also, if you don't have an Audrey, you can use the new Panda. Oh, sorry, no, you would keep Audrey in, and you would take Gloria out and put the Panda in as well. And that would be a 4 Monarch team with Nawi doing as much damage as she possibly can to try and carry through. But for now, this is the team setup that I'm going for. Lillian, Leah, Seraphina, Gloria, Audrey, and Nawi as well. Potentially, you can take out Lillian, Leah, and you can put in Talanas as well, just to get the 3 Celestials, and you got 3 Celestials, 3 Strikers, 1 Deviant, and 5 Glorians as well in this setup. So just something to keep in mind. The reason that I've gone for Lily and Leah is just so we can get our stacks up and provide shielding as well. Now, the final team that I've gone for is a Dooms team. So I've got Dahlia, Halissa, Merlin on the back row. Because I do want to switch. The reason that I've got Ophelia in there is because she provides Sanctuary, and the Sanctuary blessing can be doubled with Dahlia's effect. I'll do a full. Sorry, I should have released a full video on Dahlia and her abilities as well already. So if you want to go check that out, you can do. But yeah, so I used to Ophelia, Dahlia, Halissa, and Merlin as well. Relics, I've got a fair few relics and decent ones as well, so if you want to have a look through those as well for each team. Yeah, I'll go through them just very quickly. So for this, I've gone for full ethereal relics. I've gone for Excalibur, Hammer, and Scales. The next one, I've got the chest from the previous season. I've got the Sphere, and I've got Hand of Tyr as well. I've got 4 Mystifiers, just pretty standard. So this is Death Scythe, the Bow, and Night's Edge as well. 4th team, Glorians, is Spear, Shield, and the new chest. The reason I've gone for the new chest is because it is a Glorians Chrono Relic. So now I can have an Avengers team with a Chrono Relic, as well as a Glorians team with a Chrono Relic as well. And finally, I've gone for these relics here, the Claw. I've gone for the Whirling Blade and the Judgment Blades as well. Potentially, what you can do is you can have the Whip in there instead of the Blades. The reason that I prefer the Blades over the Whip is because the Blades give a 10% damage attack. But potentially with Ophelia, might be best for Demon Blade Whip. I'll have to do some testing on that one. But again, this is the setup that I'm going to go for. Let's go ahead and see how well we do. I've fought Odysseus before, and he's a very strong opponent. And I do believe that maybe with this team setup, so this is a team setup that I fight quite consistently within normal PvP, within just the normal arena. It is effectively a Glorians team, but with Atrops and Astrid added on as well. I don't know how well we're going to fare. If now we procs, I think that will be the deciding factor. If you procs twice in a row and we've not had chance to heal up in time, that might be a bit of a problem as well. Plus the fact that they can go under shields can be a real pain, but it is what it is. So as you can see, we're doing relative amounts of damage to their shield, but again, like I said, if now we procs, I think we lost this one. And I've typically found if Seraphina is on the team, irrespective of how much shielding, how much power that you've got in total, can be very, very annoying to deal with. Seraphina, the fact that she goes under shields is a real issue, because the majority of the teams here do... the majority of teams here do have the exclusive runes for Seraphina, which just means that the ignore shield effect is applied every single round, so it can be quite a pain. I suspect Elmer is down here. Yeah, he is. So it is what it is. Looks like one of two things is going to happen. Either my opponent is going to win one more match. He's going to win no more matches, or we're going to win. Or they're going to win the next, or they're going to lose one match out of these. The reason that I know it's 4, and even though I've not seen this yet, we've just jumped into a new battle, is if you have a look at the top, where it says Team 2, just underneath that, you'll see how many battles are included. So it looks like there's 4 battles in total for us. We'll just have a look. If we lose this one, we know for a fact it's a loss, so we can go ahead and skip. But if we win this battle, might be a bit of a deciding factor there. So we do have our Leandra up as well, providing that Holy Shield, as well as enemy Leandra. Which might be a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. We're all taunted at the moment. So we do remove enemy buffs with Lachesis, and it looks like, yep, we got their summon down and they've got our summon down, so no more Holy Shields for the rest of us. We do get the proc though. Now I think this all depends on how much Mavis dies, because if Mavis dies quite a bit, I think they won't be able to withstand that sort of damage, because there's no healer on their team, on the Glorians team here. It's why I tend not to run Victoria over Atropos, but you may have it in another setup, I'm not too sure. Now if you have a look at the floor below my units, so you can see below Janna here, yeah, so it, like I said, it depends on how many times Mavis died, but if you have a look on the floor below where Janna was, there is a circle there. And that's the Mystic Fountain. You want your units to be constantly switching in and out of there as well. And the reason for that is because it will give your units quite a large buff, depending on how many Elysians that you've got. So switching out between there, I think, is going to be very effective. Now we get our Lachesis back, and we get Janna back as well. Because we've got 4 Avengers, I believe we have a certain amount of chance to not lose our buffs on death. But it is what it is. So here, as you can see, looks like we did have Blessing applied there as well. Let's see how many times Mavis has come back. Yeah, so it looks like Mavis is out for the count now, but we do still have our Leandra procking, or double procking. And Janna there putting in quite a bit of work, because a lot of our units have died already. As the same is with Sal, whenever a unit dies, he gains an attack increase as well, so able to wipe out Makaria there. And it looks like we've got this one in the bag. So on to the next one. Avengers matches are typically the longest that I see, sometimes up to 15 rounds, depending on if it's Avengers versus Avengers. We'll see in this one. This will be the deciding factor. I think because of the banish mechanic, they're only able to banish 1 at the moment. I think when you get it up to epic or legendary, you start to banish 2. So it is just something to keep in mind. So we are doing a lot of chopping and changing here, because we do have Elysians on the team. Okay. And who's going to double? So it's going to be... okay. So it's Astrid who does the double strike, and then Mulan does a follow-up attack as well, providing that burn. Now, unfortunately, our Catherine has been taunted, which just means that we're not able to do our big attack here. But is what it is. We do get the burn mechanic applied, so that we can burn and corrode our enemies as well. And it looks like their Mavis hasn't, because their Mavis hasn't died, she hasn't built up as much. But it is something to be wary of when there is an enemy Mavis on the team. So as you can see, Janna building up, but unfortunately that is Janna out. And if we can take Mavis out before these guys come back, yeah, unfortunately, if we can take these guys out before the next round, before Mavis comes back, then potentially we won't have to suffer through the endless death and damage as well. So that's the banish effect gone, and that's after 4 rounds. So it looks like Talos here providing our shielding, and Dullahan now in full swing providing that double burn. So Holy Shield here to protect us, as well as the Monarch synergy between, so we won't ever lose more than I think it's 60% of our total health in a single instance of damage. Now I think the reason that Mavis is so powerful is she provides multiple instances of damage as well. So just something to keep in mind. Is stunned, but we do keep missing. Fortunately, that burn mechanic there, able to provide a lot of damage at the end of the round, if stacked correctly. So it looks like, yep, we're able to win, which means that this last round here, or this final fight, is going to be a win for us. Up against a Eudora, so always something to be wary of. It depends on the star level of the Eudora, and it also depends on the rune status of the Eudora as well. If it's red runes, you're going to want Ariana on the team. And the reason that you want Ariana on the team is because she provides a physical damage reduction to all your allies. So effectively it's a physical 50% physical damage reduction to all allies, which will hopefully dull some of the damage coming in from Eudora. Now something else to keep in mind as well, it's why I think I used to think the Ethereals were the best team in the game because of that, because of the mechanic that they have, where if you have full Ethereal relics, you will also everybody will take damage effectively. But the problem is, if the damage is too high, it will just take them all out in one go. So that for me is why I just can't run Ethereals anymore, specifically with those relics. Sometimes I can, you know, it depends on the actual synergy buffs. And as you can see here, the reason that we're not getting any, we're not having any issues really, is because of the shielding. So Audrey will split the shield up. As you can see, Seraphina allowing Nawi to go under shields and just take them out in one shot. But it's Audrey who provided the shielding that was allowed us to survive as well. So it looks like Mavis did the most damage. It looks like we won that one. So I'm going to bring this one to a close now, because we've just leveled up to Diamond. Like I said, best thing to do is to save as many attempts as you possibly can for the very end or the very final sort of 20 minutes or so, just to get in as many challenges as you possibly can. So I'm going to do a couple more challenges now, see how high I can go up, but I'll do that off camera. I just want to say thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions, please do leave them down below. If you can leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers, so if you go ahead and subscribe, be really appreciated. Alright, thanks very much for watching. You have a good day.